Hey everyone, welcome back to what's happening in real estate this week. I've got Brian Hogben here, Mission 35 Mortgages. He's a big broker, mortgage guy. And then Conrad Zerini is on another, he's on a panel with CMHC right now. So we were, I guess we were on the B list on his list.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway. So, but otherwise, he's there talking his stats because Conrad knows stats really well. Yeah. And myself, Rob Golfi with REMAX, the Golfi team. And we're going to talk about how the Bank of Canada's interest rate cut will impact mortgages and the housing market. Brian, okay. Like, why do they go? Okay, like I don't know this as much as you do. Like, you've written books on mortgages. Like, I don't know how you can fill 200-300 pages of.
Oh, I got another one coming out too. I'm a nerd on it, so it's okay. Yeah.
So they cut. So the Bank of Canada lowered its interest rate by 0.25 basis points.
Yep.
To 2.5 in its first cut after holding steady through the summer. Now, variable rate holders. Is a small rate. It works out to about $15 per $100,000.
Yeah,
right.
Give or take.
So give or take. So if you got a $1 million mortgage, you got it's what $150 off your mortgage. So question is, why not? Like they bounce around with the fixed rate and the variable rate. What? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So okay. Well, there's two different rates, right? You've got the fixed rate. Stays exactly the same. Then you have the variable rate. The difference is that the variable rate is the one that the Bank of Canada set. So whenever you hear these interest rate announcements, that's the rate that the Bank of Canada is talking about. So they're talking about they use that to try to control the levers of the economy, right? Because unemployment's up, GDP is down. You lower the interest rates, it makes money cheaper to borrow. So then people spend more, put it in the economy. The fixed rates, they kind of fluctuate more on a daily. So that is based on bond rates. So you'll see a 5-year fixed. And the way that I like to equate it to customers is like when you look at the history of a variable rate, it looks like a step. Might go up a little bit, stay the same, go down a little bit. Yeah. But when you look at fixed rates, it looks like, your heartbeat, on a stressful day, right? Rob, when he's got 10 deals going, it's like, it's moving all the time. So, so I think, in this case too, and the reality is that this affects a very small amount of mortgage holders, right? Because it affects mortgage holders currently in a variable rate. There's people in a fixed, people that haven't even bought yet. So you're still under the decision as to, do I take variable? Do I take fixed, right? And I think the real big thing that we're telling people as well too, is like, you're saving the $15 per 100,000, try to do something with it. Try to do something with it, because now all of a sudden you got found money. And when you got found money, you can either blow it, do nothing with it, because if you don't account for it, it's just going to disappear. So what we're really trying to educate our variable rate mortgage holders on, hey, start the RSP now, start your budget, start something, put $100 in a month. It might not be a lot, but try to start something with that found money right now.
So right now, people that are getting a mortgage or renewing their mortgage, it's almost like, oh my, okay, what do I do? Like, do I take the shot at variable now? Because the variable rate is really good. Like, you know what I mean? But but you take a chance. Am I correct on that? You 100%. Take a chance. Interest rates can go up. Something in the world can happen, and all of a sudden, whammo! You're going to get slapped in the face with the variable rate going up. Yeah. Now, the fixed rate, what your mortgage payment is going to be for the next 3 years or 5 years. So I guess it depends on the personality of the person. Now, me, I would probably go variable, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that. But yourself, what would now you're getting okay. Now let's forget about this. I'm gonna give you two scenarios. Okay. You're 28 years old. You're going for your first mortgage. You're buying a house. The way interest rates are today, would you go variable or would you go fixed?
Fixed.
Okay, as a 28-year-old.
Yeah, well, so I was just reminding myself when we were in our early 20s and buying our first house.
Yeah.
My question wasn't fixed or variable. It was like, I'm approved? I'll take anything. I'm approved. Like, holy shit, give me the money, right? So,
I know.
Whatever you're gonna give me, I'll take, because I'm surprised, right?
Yeah. Right? And then you go out and buy a truck the next day, and then now you got disqualified to buy.
Yeah, totally. But I think, like, listen, I think we've learned a lot.
As a 28-year-old,
Yeah,
28-year-old buying a house. You
yeah,
go
we learned a
fixed.
lot over the past 5 years, and I think, listen, I think there's a great peace of mind for security. I really do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I also think that too many people are trying to shave the points on a variable versus a fix. Like, and again, it comes down to if that 28-year-old, usually that 28-year-old today, Rob, they're probably at the top of their budget, right? Because
Yeah,
affordability
yeah.
is still a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But if they've got tons of money and they can afford some risk, then hey, go for the variable. But personally, set your
Fixed.
budget, set it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Your mortgage every month for the next 3 or 5 years. I gotcha.
I agree with that, and some people will say there's some mortgage brokers out there that will say variable. But again, like I go through, it's kind of like investors go through and know your client. If you're going to ever invest in stocks or mutual funds, a good financial advisor, well, I think it's actually law. They'll say, what's your risk tolerance? When do you need the money? What's your budgeting like? How much do you have? Like, what's your financial knowledge? They'll take you through a questionnaire. And I would do the same thing with my client. Just end up saying, like, what is your risk tolerance? Are you going to be able to sleep at night if your payment goes up by $80? And if the answer is no, then don't take a variable. Simple.
Okay. Scenario number 2. Okay. You're established. You're doing well. Your mortgage, you could be getting a new mortgage, or your mortgage is renewing today. For you only own, let's say, your only personal residence. Forget about all the other properties you own and everything.
Okay.
Forget about being a business person. You today, would you go variable or would you go fixed as at the age you are now?
Great question. And I'm going to preface this. Is there a scenario 3? Because if there is, it might.
There is a scenario 3.
Good.
There is a scenario. I'm going to give you a scenario 3. Yeah.
So I would say this, right? I think where I am today, if I had a mortgage and I've got some equity, I would still end up saying, you know what I would do if I was in this scenario, just my primary residence? I would do a half and half. Because I don't know what the answer is. So let's say I have $1 million house and I've got a $500,000 mortgage. I would go and probably take maybe $250,000 at a 5-year fix and take $250,000 on a variable, providing my credit's good.
Hold it. You can do that?
Yes, you can.
Well, wait a minute. I don't think anybody knows about this. This is the first I heard. Split the mortgage in half.
Yeah, so there is a couple of lenders out there. Yeah, this is everybody's getting their money today.
Like how come I'm hearing this for the first time? Like you could split, so you could split your mortgage half variable, half fixed. I love that.
So there is certain requirements to it. So you need to be in a low ratio and you need to be with a mortgage. So like Scotiabank does this very, very well. They have a product called a total equity plan. And what you can do is you can actually have up to 3 different mortgage components in it. And now this isn't necessarily for everyone, but I do think like I used to do this a lot going back 10 years with a lot of my clients, because you think about it like this. If I was to invest into a stock portfolio, I wouldn't put all my money into Bell or Meta, right? You'd probably buy 2 stocks, I would think, or 3 or 5 or 10, you'd buy a bundle. The same thing comes down when it comes to diversifying your risk. If you've got a $500,000 or $1 million debt and you're fairly well established, why not play both odds then? So you've got a portion of it at variable, and then you've got a portion of it on fixed. So then, because I don't know anybody who says exactly what's going to happen in the next 5 years is affectionately full of shit, right? Because nobody really knows for sure, right? When it comes down to these interest rates. So you're hedging both then. That's what I would do if I was so inclined there.
Okay. Scenario number 3. Okay. You own your house. You got investment properties, renewals coming up on your investment property, fixed or variable.
Great one. So I just had this. I just rolled a bunch of mine into variable. Okay, but it was basically it was a program that they have that program with private bank right now where you can do interest only. Don't recommend it for everybody, but it does help out with cash flow at certain times. And then you can pay it more if you want to as well. But rolling into variable right now for someone that is, well on their way, is okay to take some risk. I like that. And the other reason I like it too is it does give you some flexibility. Rolling that into the variable, if you want to sell one, to go into another asset class or do something, you're only in a 3-month interest penalty. But with that being said, I still think it is good to have a portion of it fixed. Like if we're
Gotcha.
talking millions, like if you've got the Rob Golfi portfolio, it's good to have a portion of it variable, let's say, and have a portion of it fixed. It's just protecting a little bit. And
Yeah.
the one that you fix is going to be the one that you're holding on to, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're in your
Yeah.
primary residence, or if you have that one rental, let's say it's a land assembly, and you're gonna do a Conrad and build something in 10 years, right? Then
Yeah.
then maybe you fix that one because it's a long-term hold. But if you have a couple other players, I do like the variable because I do think there's going to be marginal savings over the next
Right.
couple years there. But I like the flexibility if that were me. So
Awesome. 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 So now, what do you think? You think the buyers are going to come out with it, start buying, or we're still going to be sitting and,
honestly, like I think so. Like I was looking at some. I'm not Conrad stats here, but I was looking at some of our stats, right? And our same, like our industry is up on average 24% right now. So we're seeing business go up. Our business is up 31% right now, seeing people going up. But
right?
here's the thing, from the rate peak, affordability has decreased 25% on a $700,000 mortgage when the variable rate or the prime rate was 7.2 all the way up there. Now it's down to
Yeah.
4.7. That's the bank prime. There
Right.
is almost $1,000 decrease in monthly payment. So it went
Wow.
from almost 4,300 down to 3,300. That's 25%.
Huge.
That's so if people aren't coming out, I don't know what they're waiting for. Do you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
prices have normalized as well too, and I think
Yeah.
affordability when it comes down to rates right now is pretty. It's the best it's been that I've seen in probably the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Now, rates are great, and the buyers are coming out. But I don't want people to get mixed up saying, "Hey, they think housing prices are going up." They're still flatline. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, like housing prices have flatlined still. But which is a good time to actually start buying. And I think I don't know how long the flat line will last, but I do think it'll start climbing in probably 2027. I'm going to stick to my guns on that, or maybe even late 2026. But I do think we're going to flatline for at least another 8 months to a year.
I agree. You know what's funny? I was looking into something today because the Fed dropped their interest rate as well too. So in the U.S., they dropped interest rates,
Yeah, yeah,
and I was listening to another guy talking about how it'll be interesting to see if the U.S. people start coming up to invest in Canada. Okay, now there's certain regulations around that with a foreign buyer ban, but that foreign buyer ban, to your point, gets lifted January 1st,
Oh,
2027.
wow,
So
wow.
does it get extended or not? But so now, and I think sometimes we forget this, but Canada is a great place to live. Not to get too patriotic here or anything, but Canada has more imports of $1 million than exports. And what that looks
Right.
like is Canada is considered a safe haven, right?
Yeah.
Whether you like our government or don't like our government, it's considered stable on the world
Yes.
stage, right? Like
Mhm.
we're not in a civil war, we're not in a lot of other terrible situations. So the fact when that foreign buyer ban, just to your point, January 1st, 2027, if that's still there, are people going to come invest in Canada again? Right?
They will. You're going to see them coming back. I do think so, and that's what. And I didn't say 2027. I didn't even know it was beginning of 2027 that the foreign buyers would be able to start buying again in Canada. So, I just feel that that's when uh, the economy we paid our dues in the economy, just like other past recessions and price adjustments, corrections with real estate in the past. That's it.
I think so too.
So
Yeah, we'll see
yeah,
the
do you,
rates.
do you, but
Yeah,
do you think we'll get another price drop this year?
rate drop.
Yeah,
You know what?
rate drop.
It's one of those. I think yes. I think we're going to see another quarter point by the end of the year, based on unemployment going up so high. I
Yeah,
think everything lags. Like we saw this 5 years ago. Like I feel like we've talked about this before, but
yeah,
it's kind
yeah.
of like when someone arrives somewhere and there's nobody there. It takes a lot of time for other people to get there, right?
Right,
So
right.
when
Yeah,
we drop
yeah,
rates, it's a lag. It's a wait and see.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when Rob sees opportunity, it's already done, right? Like it's already done.
Yeah.
That's why you're so successful. But like when other people see opportunity, they still wait. They still say,
That's it.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
yet.
They're waiting. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah.
No, so I do think we'll see another rate cut. I don't know if it'll be October, but I do think we'll see a quarter point. But I don't know if we'll see much more than that.
How many more announcements do we have? So we got October, November, December. We got 3 more months.
Three more, I think October, November.
October, November, December, they're off.
Right.
They're off. So we'll probably get it in November then, possibly. They'll probably let it lag next month and then November.
Yeah.
Brian, okay, man. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. Listen, if you follow us, like us on we're on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Check us out and follow us next week, every week. What's happening in real estate this week? Brian Hogben, Conrad's Away. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rob.